something's going on in Groton, Connecticut. That's a big naval neck of the woods. And I-95, there is a big bridge, and it's on fire. Right? And they say that a gasoline tanker turned over, but the whole thing is on fire, and everything underneath is on fire. What's more strange, and there was a 4-point something earthquake out there in the Atlantic off the East Coast. And been remote viewed as something hinky. It's obvious that something is going on. God knows what it is. I would say everyone should. When you go into your remote, when you go into your classic record, you can remote view. You can look in that big screen and see what's going on.
Then right back we came with the snow and the cold temperatures. Chilly day for us today, no doubt. Get a low that's spinning here, producing more snow for us. And so for some of you, you might get a little bit more accumulation. Another 1 to 3 inches is possible for us here. And you can see where the flow is coming out of the north here. A lot of us with temperatures in the 30s right now. Some of us have had a mix today. Some of us had snow. Most of it's relatively light at this point. I don't think you get any significant accumulation at this point going forward for us. I think the max is going to be somewhere between 1 and 3 inches. 34 degrees, which I should say right now, in Duluth, 3 mile visibility. We even have a bit of a wind chill at 28 degrees. And we're adding to our total just by the hour, right? The record-setting year this year, 138.3 inches of snow, eclipsing the previous record set back in the winter of 95, 96. So we've done our work. Now we can go to spring. Don't you feel like once we get rid of this system, there's no super cold air and moisture meeting up to produce more snow. So could this be the end of the snow sports this winter? Now that we've got the record, I think we can go ahead and transition right into spring. Everything is gone for you by midday tomorrow. Some pockets where you might get as much as 1 to 3. I think again 3 inches would be kind of the outlier, if you will. The other big issue that we're following in the Midwest here is how much snow melt we've had. Rapid snow melt this month because temperatures have gotten so warm. We've had some rain as well. Now more snow. Now we'll melt it again. And look at all the rivers here that are major or minor flood states. There's purple or red triangles here. Orange triangles denote minor flood states. That's now. This is the forecast. And look where the water's going to flow. Right through the Mississippi River watershed. Right down the river. So downstream location. Heads up. It's coming for us, unfortunately. We certainly know that now. All of this weather moves its way east for the weekend.
Yeah, because our parent surface low that's up in Lake Superior is going to drive our cold front eastward, and pressures are falling here south of Lake Erie in response to another disturbance kind of swinging around the southern end of this big middle upper level trough. So we're going to have
A little barbecue sauce, please.
Closer to the mid-Atlantic and northeast. And so it's not just going to be front moving through and not just going to be some unstable air moving around. The surface low will add to the low-level jet tomorrow. So enhance the southerly flow to get a little more moisture up into the mid-Atlantic and northeast. And the low-level jet can add a little bit more wind here to enhance the possibility of supercells or at least multi-cells, embedded spins along the front. And it's going to be tomorrow afternoon and then tomorrow night that North Carolina, Virginia, and then the Northeast get in on the storms as that second surface low goes up through western New York and into Canada. So we've got the possibility of all modes of severe weather tomorrow, damaging gusts, large hail, and even a tornado or two cannot be ruled out. The risk isn't high, but it's not zero. I didn't want you all of a sudden tomorrow we get a tornado warning. You go, man, you didn't say anything about tornadoes. The risk is there. I think most of you will be dealing with the damaging wind threat. But the reason we have a tornado threat is because the surface low moving over western PA, western New York, the south winds at the surface, actually a little bit southeasterly here over the Hampton Roads area, and then turning with height and strengthening. rotation in the inflow to the storms to cause some updrafts that have some rotation to at least produce some multicellular kind of thunderstorms even before the front comes through. So here in North Carolina, Virginia, in the afternoon, could have some supercells or embedded spins. And then here comes the main line with the front that will bring up mainly a damaging wind threat. And that won't be done getting through D.C. till 8, 9 o'clock. It'll be stormy in Philadelphia, and then doesn't even get to New York till late tomorrow night. Doesn't end till after midnight. So hate to ruin everybody's Saturday afternoon and evening, Alice.
Yeah, but Sunday we recover, right? It gets a little cooler, but it'll be drier. So there's that. I know a lot of people have picnics or parties planned, so have that indoor backup. Have a location to go. You don't want everybody at your house, and then you're running for cover, and you got to take them to the basement where you keep all your stuff. I'm guilty of that, right? You've got that one room that you don't want anybody to see, and you're like, shoot, that's the only room where everybody will fit. Here's a virtual view of the storms as they arrive in North Virginia tomorrow. So be prepared for your area also to get in on the big rain and perhaps those big storms. So everybody may be coming in your house, whether or not you want them to. Here's Richmond at 2 o'clock. You can see those storms beginning to work up past the I-81 corridor, now into the I-95 area. Eventually placed on the south of Virginia Beach, Norfolk, up towards the Delmarva. You guys are looking at late afternoon, I think, for the worst of the weather. And heavy rain will be an issue despite the intensity of the storms. Again, severe weather certainly on the table with gusty winds and hail. Back now, I mentioned that forecast of 2, so not an overwhelming chance, but not a 0 chance either. Baltimore, Washington, D.C. We've got a game in Baltimore, so gotta watch for that.
Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
So here we go, another explosion, guys. And before we go into it, please make sure you subscribe to all 3 channels, Evolutionary, EE Arts, and Hearts Home. There's links to all on every single video and off of each YouTube channel itself. So currently, multiple emergency crews are on the scene. A significant accident that occurred on the Golden Star Bridge, the Golden Star, between New London and Groton. This is in Connecticut. After a fuel explosion, the extent of injuries remains unknown at this time. Tragically, the driver of the tanker truck has been confirmed deceased, and also you could see that there's cars on fire. So, it's probably going to be more, you could see, this is not a good situation. I am originally from Connecticut, spent most of my life in Connecticut, and in fact, this is my mom's home territory. She grew up in what they called Rotten Groton. Why did she grow up there? Because our family on my mom's side's always career Navy people. My grandfather went in the Navy when he was about 16, and he was stationed here at the Navy base. He was on subs. He was on subs his whole career. Something that I've been on a sub. I couldn't do it. Absolutely not. Couldn't live in a tin can under the ocean.
No, I couldn't either.
Now this automatically raises flags for me. Absolutely. There are other ways to get around. Per se. But again, you got to realize we are at on more than one level. There is this war against humanity that's going on, and then there is also the going on. And we've gotten more information too. We've gotten that, and we shared with you that 4.5 earthquake off the coast of the United States, really off the Carolinas. And Cindy was remote viewing it and seeing technology involved. Absolutely, technology involved. But this is a major incident. People trapped in the building. They say, I saw a report that there was a propane facility underneath. I mean, this was obviously something that was a target. This is obviously a target. This is no accident. I mean, I just don't know how you could view this as an accident these times.
Well, the thing is, though, is all the media is going to play it off as some kind of accident, as if it's like they just give us this information. We can either believe it or not believe it, but they've done their job. They don't put any real thought into it. They just assume everybody's going to go along with the narrative.
Yeah, this is from the Hartford Courant. They just basically state fire caused by a fuel tank over rollover Gold Star Memorial Bridge. Shut down both lanes of I-95. Connecticut State Police confirmed that buildings below the bridge were on fire. Injuries were reported, but the extent of them was unknown at this time. Please avoid the area, obviously. So, I wanted to just blow this up and show again, this is the area, just to give you guys, an idea. As you see, New London is it's always been a Navy area, or New London and Groton. And in fact, there's Nautilus Park. Nautilus was the first, nuclear submarine. And here, what do we see? We see the United States Coast Guard Academy right there. And this is the bridge that we're talking about. And then what's this down here? This is the Naval Submarine Base in New London. Again, my mom had so many photographs of her and my grandpa and my uncle. My uncle was also career Navy. It just goes back on that side of the family forever. Navy Exchange Commissary. So, this, oh yeah, absolutely. This would be a prime target. This would be somewhere I would expect would be absolutely hit. And you got to realize too, we are so close to the war breaking out in earnest. It's already going on. Right now, you're in that stage where there's a lot of covert actions, and we're going to be doing a video later. I think we're going to put it up on EE Arts that's going to be talking about information that nobody else, I don't think anybody else has. It's sensitive information, and again, it's done through remote viewing / connecting with the guides. And there's a human side to all this, as people are used as pawns in war of these countries. They don't even blink when they hear about death and destruction.
And trauma rolls through families, and we're all dealing with a whole slew of things right now. It is such a chaotic time. It's a very sensitive time for us too, as a whole, as a collective. We are rising up and above everything, and the controllers, they get this. They understand it to a much deeper level than you would really know. And they're trying to make sure that we are pulled down into the muck, but we have to keep that in mind, keep focus on ourselves, keep healing ourselves, healing our children, and keep an eye out for those that we care about.
Absolutely. Other people that are more into gambling and shows may recognize Uncasville and Mohegan. This is where the casinos are, and you do get a lot of live events from that area as well. And then Mystic is known for its seaport, and is just a traditional seafaring area. Strong military presence. Anywhere that has a military base around it, if you are living close to a military base, make note of it. And again, it could be a target in times that are here right now and the times that are just ahead. So we just wanted to give you guys a quick update. Stay prepared out there, stay safe, keep putting your positive intentions out there, and keep sharing your light. Much love. God bless. Namaste.
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 Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there. Welcome back.
So, guys, please do subscribe if you haven't. If you want to see more videos about everything that we talk about, which is just about everything.
It is, and actually, this is a weird video. This is take 3, and we're not sure what's going on. We just hope we can get all the way through.
Yeah, there's always all sorts of interference. There's things that the control system doesn't want to be revealed because the controllers bank on people not being able to see the bigger picture and getting all caught up and drawn into whatever it is that is your primary personal drama, I guess you could say. It's interesting to note that there's certain things that happen on certain dates. Yesterday, 419 was 30 years since Waco. Remember the Waco tragedy and the burning down of the compound, the Branch Davidians, all that. 28 years yesterday since the Oklahoma City bombing. Yeah, I mean, isn't that curious? At 419. And, what will today bring? You never know. But we do have a large oil tank farm that's exploded from they say, a lightning strike over in Bethel Acres, Oklahoma. Now, we are going to talk more about, if we're able to get another video up today, some of the earth changes and some of the other technology involved. Let's just say weather-related events, etc. And would think you would want to put this on there, but then again, with everything's that's going on right now, and seeing 18,000 cows be killed in a Dallas, not Dallas, but a Texas dairy farm explosion. I don't know. Lightning, was it lightning, or is lightning the cover story?
There's always a cover story. When things don't make sense, usually they're just not true.
And yes, people are acting crazy. People have always acted crazy throughout history. It just seems there's a lot more crazy people around these days, as you see this person just running from the police and causing havoc and knocking down anything in their path. Again, I would not want to be in a major city at this point in time. And our brother David in the UK, he recommended this guy to us. Do you guys probably know Neil McCoy Ward? He's a financial guy. And he did a video. He's a financial guy. Finance, economics, made simple. So look what he was talking about. Well, get your house in order now, yeah. But what would happen in an exchange? His assessment with Interactive Map. He's 58,000 views. As you can see, it's a lot of views. He's got 413,000 subscribers, 143,000 views, 126, because he talks finances. This is okay. That's part of the system. But what we're seeing people like him, and I got to say, I feeling his energy. I kind of like him. He might be in the system somewhat, but his energy doesn't feel bad, and he feels like somebody that is awake and to a degree. And again, when you're awake and you have so much assets at your command, you have more to lose than somebody that doesn't have a lot of assets. So you got to speak cautiously and carefully. Yet at the same time, with what he's seeing, he feels like he's just got to tell people. And like he said, I wouldn't be in LA. I wouldn't be in New York. I wouldn't be in DC in these times. He's like, if you have any way of getting out, I would get out, and I would, if you love cities, plan on coming back later, but not now, is what he was saying. Now, this is him. This is a finance guy. And there's so many others like Doug and Stacy too, and Doug is wide-eyed now. I mean, he is wide-eyed awake, and it's almost comical to watch.
Okay. So those guys are somewhat connected, but it's always that issue of what your perspective is, what your insight is, what your opinion is, right? Bottom line, be in the moment. Be, consciously aware of the moment, consciously intent of what you're doing in the moment. And cities are always a convoluted reality, right? So, bottom line is, just watch it, what you're doing, and stay awake, right? Not woke. It's like, Woodrow Wilson, one of the most disgusting, terrible presidents we've ever had, who pretty much handed us what we got right now, and then people like Billy Boy and Georgie Poetry and Obi, and Jimmy Boy and Mr. Magic Bullet, all those guys basically were dog whistles of the oligarch, the NICP, Neo Insane Clown Party. And that was started with our founding fathers. They were the original NICP. So, what are you doing? Where are you going? What's happening? Let's see. I could explain getting away with anything. I don't have one. Don't want one. Right? Oh, rebuild.
For this field.
What we're experiencing now as we have this discussion and for your listeners listening to us is one part of reality. It's just not at all the whole part. In fact, it's a very small part. And in part, it's somewhat distorted. We use the term consensual because in this level of reality, and I think of it as levels, we have other people and other sentient beings and physical nature which appears to be outside of us. And it's something like we sort of have an agreement on, in a sense, in a way that there's no we without we. Or to use Shakespeare's terminology, all Rosa states more about players on it. So on this level, we sort of agree on a certain sense of what is real and values and interactions and what to value. But again, somewhat distorted. And we know that from a variety of sources. One is the scientific discoveries themselves, which I deeply discussed in my book. But also, if you look externally at the state of the world today, it's not working out so well. We thought we understood reality. We thought we even had quite a level of mastery of reality in terms of being able to transmute things and do almost miraculous things as we are even now in this distant communication we're having right now. But that's, again, part of the illusion. When we look at what is called a materialistic reductionist paradigm of reality, which is the assumption that there's independent physical reality externally to us, and that has been the operating assumption for the last couple of centuries in science, and most of the public thinks of it this way, but it's breaking down now. We thought we had mastery, but our environment is collapsing on our watch. We have tremendous extinction of species. We have all types of toxic chemicals in our environment affecting our physical well-being on this level. We have the imminent global climate change, which we're already seeing some of the ravages of that. We have a breakdown of society, of culture. As you know, in America right now, there's a tremendous amount of divisiveness, not just a disagreement about certain values or points of view, but an actual, beyond disrespect, almost hatred and desire to eliminate those who have a different point of view. And we look at the globe more broadly. Democracy itself, for example, which we used to think is a very progressive development in governance, is really undermined in so many different ways in so many different countries. So again, our sense of the independent existing world, if we even just look at conventional news without looking at the science, it's not working. If we really understood how reality works, then why would we have problems right now with extinction of so many species, and humankind. Here's one example too. The sperm count of men is declining all over the world, which we need for reproduction of the species on this level. So I look at this in addition again to the scientific information I present in my book, and relating it back to the ancient indigenous teachings of so many different cultures, which has this similarity of saying again, this is illusion at this level we call consensual reality. There's a much deeper, more profound level of reality. And I think the divisiveness we're experiencing in society right now, which is to an alarming toxic degree, because we've been distracted overly by the outside world of appearances. Just like, for example, occasionally we have dreams, such as did we when they're bad, nightmares. And when you're in the midst of those dreams, it seems totally real. And then we wake up and we realize, no, it was just a dream. In a sense, we're caught up in a collective dream. Beyond even the issue of an independent existing physical reality, even to the level of there's a solitary unity to existence. The mystics call this the oneness of the allness. So even our sense of other people is part of the illusion.
Howard, you have opened up with a lot of information here. So I want to kind of slow it down a little bit if I can. You have pointed out a lot of things and happenings around the world that are very frightening. That, as you pointed out, it's a breakdown, a lack of cohesiveness in the world today. And as you mentioned, the environment.
So, it's like I said, it's an illusion, right? This is being propagated on the community so as to be able to control it. Mind control, right? MK Ultra, advertising, Tavistock Institute. All these guys have been working on overhauling for the last 200 years, right? Actually, since Shakespeare basically in his down low kind of way was given heads up to what's going on, that there's a alien agenda, right? And whether that's the mice, it's we here as the human to experience in this sandbox reality the understanding of our spirit and our connectivity to the we and me of all our relations, and the connectivity of the burning bushes work in progress of the co-creation of love, right? So if you believe in any specific, religion or economic system or being a progressive whatever, no, you forget about it. If it's not connected with love, it's illusion, right? It's all about you, it's an illusion. Right? And so I'm kind of blind right now, but that gives me better sight. It's a very interesting thing when you lose one sense. So I'm driving 60 miles without being able to see, right? Using God's co-creation to navigate. Right? So it's really, I don't suggest it for anybody else to do, but it's a you can find your own little vehicle to experience a miracle. If you can just stop smoking a cigarette for 1 minute, if you can put that bottle of beer down and not drink it for at least 10 minutes, if you can, do any of those kind of things, don't go for that junk. How do you think I lost 260 pounds in 7 years and stayed alive, right? I have all these things wrong with me, yet I'm still alive, right? I just went to a few doctors today, and again, I had to have my eyes operated on, and that came out of the blue, and
Two, not over.
And let's see what our homeboy has to say.
Have a plan to get your warnings and get to a safe place. This low-level wind shear, fueled by low-level jet, is enough to get some. It's not discrete supercell, a multi-cellular kind of setup during the afternoon tomorrow. That could be run number one, and then the line of storms comes through the front. A lot of you see damaging winds.
Maybe I'll make that phone. We won't do that phone call live. So anyway, I'm gonna go now. I might see you in another. How much juice do I have left? Well, I can't see. I don't see the red line, so maybe I'll come back in another hour or so, just to show you that I made it back home. It's supposed to have 40 inches of rain tomorrow, so I may not do a live chat. So anyway, Sunday I probably will, because it's supposed to blow through here by Sunday morning. I mean, early Sunday morning, and it'd be sunny Sunday. So yeah. Anyway, that's a dream. That's the reality. That's what. Think about what your conscious intent and conscious awareness is. I love you guys. Bye.